Please subscribe my channel. The backyard glowed under the soft shimmer of string lights, laughter carrying across the warm summer air. Our annual summer gathering was in full swing, just like it had been for the past 7 years. Friends, neighbors, familiar faces, all mingling in what had become a tradition in our home. For a decade, Laura and I had built a life that seemed, on the surface, steady and enviable. 2 kids, a house we loved, shared routines and dreams. To everyone else, we were the picture of stability. But I knew better now. 3 weeks earlier, I had stumbled across something that broke me to my core. Her laptop left open. An accidental oversight that exposed a 2-year-long affair with her co-worker, Daniel. The emails were impossible to misread. They spoke of secret meetings, business trips that weren't so professional, stolen nights that stretched into early mornings. They even mentioned this very night, the party, as another chance to sneak glances, to play out their little fantasy in the middle of my world. I read them all, every word a blade. Yet I didn't confront her right away. I waited. I collected more evidence, texts, hotel receipts, even a handwritten love note she had kept. If she thought she could hide this behind her perfect smile and polished charm, she was wrong. Tonight, she would face it, and not just in private. Laura floated through the yard in a white dress, radiant as always, laughing with our guests as if nothing were amiss. She played hostess with ease, the very image of a devoted wife and mother. I smiled too, but beneath it was rage held tight, waiting for release. Daniel lingered nearby, blending into the crowd, but not well enough to hide the smug flickers of recognition when his eyes met hers. They thought they were clever. They thought they were untouchable. I had planned every detail. Our projector, usually reserved for slideshows of vacations and family memories, had been prepared by a friend to show something else, something raw and undeniable. As the night reached its peak, I raised my glass and called everyone closer. Laura stood at my side, brushing against Daniel just enough for me to notice. Her face glowed with pride as if we were about to share another heartwarming family montage. She had no idea what was coming. The screen lit up. Instead of beaches and birthdays, a collage of her emails and text messages filled the space. I love you, Daniel. Can't wait for tonight. The crowd's cheer died instantly, replaced by sharp gasps and stunned silence. Laura froze, her wine glass trembling in her hand. Daniel's smirk evaporated as quickly as it had formed. His eyes flicked nervously toward the exit. I let the silence breathe, let the weight of it settle over everyone. Then I took the microphone. I thought tonight was about celebrating the life Laura and I built together. I said, my voice calm, steady, the words deliberate. But clearly, she's been celebrating something else, with someone else for years. I pointed toward Daniel, who was now shrinking into the background. And the worst part? They thought they could play this game right here, in my home at my party. The crowd rippled with murmurs, faces shifting between pity, shock, and anger. Laura's composure shattered in front of them all. Her eyes filled, her lips trembling as she stammered. It's not what it looks like. But the evidence glowing behind her crushed the words before they had a chance. Daniel slipped out like a coward, abandoning her to the wreckage. I left the microphone on the table and walked inside, shutting out the noise behind me. My phone buzzed almost immediately, messages from guests, some filled with support, others stunned by what they'd witnessed. Laura followed, her voice breaking as she pleaded from the doorway. Please let me explain. But I didn't open the door wider. I looked at her through the narrow crack. You had 2 years to explain, I said quietly. I'm done. The party ended not with laughter, but with silence heavy enough to suffocate. Guests left awkwardly, some avoiding eye contact, others still whispering. By morning, the story wasn't confined to our backyard anymore. Screenshots circulated through our community group chat, shared and reshared until there was no denying it. Laura's carefully cultivated image as the perfect wife and devoted mother collapsed in a single night. The fallout was swift. Daniel's wife, who had been at the party, erupted, and their marriage unraveled almost immediately. Laura's career, so tied to her reputation and social presence, took a hit as well. Her own boss had been among the guests, and the next day she was quietly placed on leave. I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. This wasn't about revenge. It was about the truth. truth she had buried under lies for far too long. I moved out the next morning, taking the kids to my sister's place. They're still young, too young to understand the details, but I promised them stability. Promised that we'd be okay. Laura's calls poured in, apologies, excuses, tearful voicemails that blurred between desperation and denial. It was a mistake. I still love you. But mistakes don't stretch into years. Mistakes don't include planning rendezvous at your husband's party. I filed for divorce soon after, armed with the evidence I had gathered, determined to protect custody of my children. Laura tried to salvage her image, even posting a public apology online, but it only fueled the fire. Comments tore her apart. Friends stepped back. Daniel vanished, abandoning her completely. She was left to face the ruins alone. Months later, I've begun piecing myself back together. A new place. A new routine. My kids remain my anchor, my reason to move forward. Laura is a shadow of who she used to be. Her career gone, her social circle dissolved, her mask ripped away. The night that was supposed to be our celebration became her reckoning. A stage where the truth refused to stay hidden. I don't take pride in her suffering. But I take pride in walking away with my dignity intact, in turning her lies into a lesson neither of us will forget. My life now is quieter, but it's honest. And as I watch my children laugh and rebuild joy in small moments, I know this chapter is mine to write, free from the weight of her betrayal.